Welcome to day number 21 of the Diamine Inkvent Calendar. We're nearly at the big day. There's 4 more sleeps left. It's so exciting, isn't it? Let's take a look and see if we can find door number 21. Not many doors to choose from. I've got 22 at the top. Got 25. 23. There we go. Number 21. Door 21. What's behind this? Oh, that looks nice. Cozy up. Looks like a bit like a flame red when I'm looking at this label. Remember though, the labels don't necessarily indicate what the colour are. They just give a good suggestion. Let's move the calendar out of the way. So, cozy up. Yeah, again, not really something you would do here in Australia. It's a little bit on the warm side now. I mean, we're getting days where it's normally over 30. That's Celsius. But certainly, when I was in the UK, you'd want to cozy up in front of a fire on a nice cold evening. This one is a standard ink. So let's take a look what it looks like. I'll fetch in my colouring card. These are the standard cards that I use for all my swatches. Although I don't need to, I'm just giving it a little bit of a shake to the ink. Here's my first tool. This is a Serendipity dip pen. And it's got a broad nib on it. So we've got Diamine. Looks like an orangey type red. I mean, I've only seen the first few letters. Cozy up. This is Inkvent 2022, day 21. Let's see if we can get a better idea from the swatch using the Pilot Parallels pen. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, still looking like I want to call it maybe lobster pink, but not really as dark as that. Bit like maybe prawns or shrimps. Maybe that might be a better way to compare it. And then we're going to do one single pass down the side. There we go. Yeah, not sure about this one. It looks nice. It certainly looks different. I don't think I've got anything remotely similar. We'll know better when I go and look through my inks. Let's move this out of the way. Let's give it a chance to dry. Whilst that's drying, we'll fetch in the notebook. Endless Recorder notebook, 52 GSM paper. So we fetch back in the Serendipity pen. And we've got here day 21. Cozy up. How does it dry? So we go immediate. 10 seconds. 30 seconds. Finally, 1 minute. And let's write the sentence. So this, not an ink, to be honest, that I would normally go for. It's very pink. I think salmon pink might be the best way to describe it. But let's give it a chance to dry and then see what it looks like. So I'll pop this to one side. Whilst that's drying, in comes my advent calendar, Santa's workshop. We're looking for day 21. Well, we've filled up the whole of the front. 22 and 24. Here we go, 21. Side 3, down near the bottom, here we go. Right on the ingredients. So, count the chimney presents. I would say that's only the one, isn't it? I too like these little things where they're matching them. I think it just adds that little bit of extra, doesn't it? The chocolate in here, this is a Freddo, a milk chocolate. A Freddo that will soon be jumping down my throat. Let's move that out of the way. And we'll fetch in the gift from my wife. Her bag today. Let's have a feel what's inside. Well, it feels like a pen. I wonder if I'm right. taken it out. So this is Yongsheng 3013. I think that's the Japanese way of saying wing sun. Let's just take a quick look. Can it come out? Yeah, it comes out of the wrapper. This looks like it's a piston filler. Or is it no, it's a vacuum filler. Goes up quite nicely. You know, you can feel the pressure coming down. And then hopefully we should get the release down here at the bottom. Not feeling that releasing. So I wonder how good the vacuum will be. That'd be interesting to see. Take a look at the cap. Yeah, we've got Wing Sung there. So it's a Wing Sung 3013. And then it looks like there's a number 5 size nib on that. Quite nice, isn't it? I love the fact that she's got a lot of pens that, you know, they're on my list. A lot of these pens that she's bought me, they've been on my list for a long time. And I've just never really bothered to buy them. So this goes onto my list of pens for first impressions next year. At the moment, I've got maybe 4 or 5 months worth of first impressions videos to do, because I don't do them every week. I like to split them up, so only 1 or 2 a month. And there's about a dozen pens at the moment to be done. Okay, let's fetch back the writing sample and watch card. Definitely a pink colour, isn't it? It's standard, it's flat, there's no shimmer, there's no sheen. Looks quite dark on here. I would say this is more of a salmony pink colour rather than, you know, a real bright pink. But as I've already said, not really an ink for me, I think. I'm just going to go through my other inks, see if I've got anything that's similar. So another ink, I don't have much which is really very similar to it. The ones I have found is by Diamine, and this is from last year's Inkvent, and this was day 20 as well. Well, no, it's not, it's day 21, so we're out by a day. But this is Pink Ice, a lot pinker, a lot brighter, and it's also got some shimmer in it. The other one which I've brought out is by Lamy. It's part of their Crystal series. Again, a lot pinker. This is Rhodonite, and it's got some sheen to it. Again, the beauty of these calendars, they're giving me inks that I wouldn't normally buy, and I really like that idea. Let's take a look at the chromatography. So I'm not going to touch it down to the paper. This chromatography paper, it's still wet. Again, we're getting what we expect. We've got pinks all the way up, so we've got some pale pinks, getting slightly darker as we go to the top. And I'm not sure, but to my eye, that looks like maybe a little tinge of brown up at the top of that chromatography. The writing is a lot paler. This is obviously using a dip pen, but it gives an idea of what it should be like when I'm writing. Not seeing much in the way of shading. See maybe a little bit here when we get down to the bottom line where we've got Queen. Maybe a bit there on the T, not a lot. As I've already said, not really a colour for me. But this is why I like the Inkvent calendars, because it lets me get colours that I wouldn't normally use. It lets me challenge my normal use. And I think that's good. So like during this year, I have used a number of the pink inks from last year's Inkvent. And it's actually been quite interesting. One of the things I found with them, and I'll make sure I do with this, I need it to be in either a broad or a stub nib to hopefully see some more of the character. But this is Diamine Inkvent for 2022, day number 21, Cosy Up.